Wonderful, wonderful. Of course, today we are diving into one of the most talked about and most misunderstood topics of all time, AI. AI. But not just any AI, we are talking about AI agents, the building of the blocks of the future of work, business, and impact. So that is why we are more than excited to have one who specializes in it, who is an expert to, help us understand things better so we can be able to approach the future in a more exciting and more clear way. So today, Barrett, take us back. How did you journey in Africa's tech landscape begin? How did your journey begin? Right from the first time you landed in Africa and up to today. And what led you into the world of AI?
Oh wow. Well, to save time, I'll be succinct. But it could be like a 3,000 page book. All of us have a lot of lives living. But in a nutshell, I'm a Canadian. I was going to university when I was young, way back in 2007, 2008. I was a bit burned out at university in Canada, so I volunteered as a teacher in Ghana. So Ghana was the first country I visited in Africa, and it was like a transformative experience to me in many ways. One,
Mm,
like I was becoming an adult for the first time, so like I was independent and learning a lot. But then what I saw around me was things that you can only see by experiencing. And one was that like in Canada, people are often kind of like lethargic or like not that ambitious or, like kind of like it's like comfortable for the middle class. People just want their safe jobs and to go do that. And like people aren't that ambitious or try that hard with love to my Canadian brethren. You probably don't disagree. Or what I saw in Ghana and I've seen across most of sub-Saharan Africa is people are ambitious. They're hungry to win. They know that the world can offer them a lot and they want to get there. Then on the other side, what I saw was that institutions around them were not giving people the ability to become the best versions of themselves. Schools were inadequate with fairness. Like there's like, only like $100 being budgeted per student per year in like say the Congo, for example. And what I saw was like, this mixture of people who have ambition, who want to get ahead, who are willing to give it their all, and then like not kind of being given the ladder of opportunity. So I went back to Canada after volunteering. I got involved in the startup scene in Canada. I was the first employee for a company making deep water dive computers for like, the best in the world. But I had this ricocheting in my head, like, something kind of like this is something to get involved with. I was passionate about it. So I graduated university and became a member of the core team of MIT Media Lab's One Laptop Per Child, which was distributing 240,000 educational laptops in Rwanda. My idea was that better education would, kind of solve this gap. And that was a fiasco, with respect to everybody who was involved with it. They're all aware that the One Laptop Per Child initiative was like ambitious. This is this $100 laptop if you've ever heard about it, but it was just like a nightmare. And it was a big example of like, well, like bureaucracy, elitism, like misplaced objectives. But what it left me with was realizing that, like, while education is the most important thing in the world, there's a lot of people who are getting away from it, and it's probably not the way to have like a fast impact. So I started my own startup. The first startup I did was out of Rwanda, also out of MIT, and it was mobile tablet-based internet cafes. But what do people run off of it, right? Email. Uh, we got the hardware working, but not what people would actually do with it. Then I started working with Carnegie Mellon University in Rwanda. But then my kind of big thing was I launched out of Rwanda SafeMotos, which is a safer Uber for motorcycle taxis. I'm sure many people who are listening to this like know like motorcycle taxis are like the key way to kind of get around in many places, and they're awesome. But you don't know if you're going to be on the back of like a 12-year-old who's like driving for the first time and like you're at risk. So we launched this. We use a bunch of cool technology to track the drivers, and it was quite successful. We managed to expand into Kinshasa, the capital of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, but we were uh, growing too fast. We were doing 5,000 trips per day, and like this business model is lousy. The Uber business model is lousy, so we like couldn't keep it funded. So right before COVID, I had to kind of start my life over, and I realized like before I was building technology teams, but I was not technical. But I wanted to become technical, so I self-taught myself using visual software development because that's how my brain is wired. Became one of the best in the world at a platform called Adalo. Now I'm using Flutterflow, which is built off of Flutter and Dart and Google's backend typically, and I've got my own team. And we've been trying to build tools for small businesses in first Africa, but then realizing that like, good technology is trans-borders. So now we're looking worldwide. It's more about clusters and personas than it is about a geographical border. And my team and we've raised a bit of VC for building apps that help small businesses, but we couldn't find something that works. It was just hard to find something that people loved and were willing to pay for. But then we were well positioned for when this AI stuff came out at the end of 2022, because we weren't just wanting to be users of it, we were using APIs, the things that connect different technology products together. So we could bring AI directly into our own apps. And since then, we've been on a tear where we built a platform called Doer Business. Doer Business, you can try it out. It's doer.infiniteup.dev. And it's a series of AI agents, business coaches, AI empowered tools, things that are run by AI, but you might not even know are run by AI, all with the focus of what does it take to enable small business owners anywhere in the world, from Accra to New York to Hong Kong, about how they can grow their business. And it's awesome. But it's created a lot of learnings around artificial intelligence and AI agents. And that's why I'm here today to make sure that some of the learnings we've had along this journey can be shared with a broader group.